You did come up early. You were here really fast. You beat me.
I didn't have breakfast yet, so
You're having breakfast now. Oh, good. Did anybody else miss breakfast today? You should come up and join them. Today, I want to talk about numbers. Numbers.
yeah, I know numbers all the way up to 100.
All the way to 100. Well, we aren't going to say the numbers all the way to 100 because then we wouldn't have time to do anything else, would we? What do you think?
No way.
I wonder, do you know, I know, but and maybe you do too. Sometimes we think of numbers in different ways than just numbers. Like, what is an unlucky number? Do you know what number is that we say is unlucky?
3.
3? No, I think 3 is a lucky number usually.
No. 2 times 2 is 3.
Ah. What's an unlucky number?
13.
13. Everybody said 13. That's right. The number 13 is unlucky. Do you know, yeah, people say that, and the day, Friday the 13th, is the most unlucky. Does anybody know why Friday the 13th is an unlucky number?
Because it's a 13.
Well, yeah, that's because, but it started off, I know why Friday the 13th is unlucky, and this is a bit of trivia that you should take with you, because I got to be first in line. I got to be first in line for supper at a banquet this week, because I knew the answer to the trivia question, why is Friday the 13th unlucky? So, the reason is because there was a group of knights a long time ago called the Knights Templar. And they were very wealthy knights. They had lots of money. And the King of France wanted to get at that money. But he couldn't because the Knights Templar had a special protection from the Pope. And so nobody could touch them. So the King of France went to the Pope and they made a secret deal. So the Pope took away his special protection. And on Friday the 13th, the King of France and all his soldiers overcame the Knights Templar. So remember that, you may get a free dinner sometime. But you know what happens with that unlucky number? What's really strange is that if you go into big high-rise buildings, like hotels or apartment buildings, they don't have a 13th floor. Because nobody wants to live on the 13th floor because it's unlucky. So if you go in an elevator, you go from the 12th floor to the 14th floor. And there is no 13th in most of those buildings. But you know what the other strange thing is? This is just for us. In China, 4 is an unlucky number. Because the word for 4 is she. And the word for death is also she. And so no one wants to live on a floor that that talks about death. So when we were in Vancouver for a medical problem, we lived in an apartment building, and I think we were on the 22nd floor, weren't we? I think it was the 22nd floor, except that there was no 13th floor. And there was no 4th floor, and there was no 14th floor. So who knows what floor we were on. So those are unlucky numbers, but there are also lucky numbers. What's a lucky number? 7. See,
17.
7. Well, 17 isn't lucky, but 7 is lucky. So now you know, all those old people knew that 13 was an unlucky number and 7 was a lucky number. So now you know that too. And another lucky number is 9 a lucky number? Why is 9 a lucky
Because I'm
number?
9.
Oh, because you're
Yeah.
Michelle, is 9 a lucky number?
Yeah, 9 is a lucky number.
Depends on who you are.
Only 16
9 is a lucky number. 8 and 9 is a lucky number.
Why is, oh, that's because that's how old you are?
Well, I'm turning 9 and I'm right now.
Oh. 3 is also a lucky number for the church, and we're going to talk about 3 today. 3 means, we call it the Trinity, but it talks about why, how we get to know God, And through the history of the church, they've always said that we can know God every time we go out and see the beautiful creation around us. When we look at the creation, we see the work of God in the creation. And when we listen to Jesus, we know about the work of God because Jesus said our lives have a reason, a meaning, and a purpose. And when we listen to Jesus and we know that our lives have a meaning and purpose, then we know about God. And when we come to church and we're part of the community and we feel the love and compassion and the friendship of everybody here, we know about God in that love and friendship. So those are three different ways that we can know about God. So when we remember the three, we can learn about God that way. So we're going to talk about that here in the church this morning, and you are going to go off and have some fun at youth church. So we're going to sing as you get ready to go.